Think we're on.
Think we're on. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Shabbos show. We've been counting it down, like what week number is this? Is this week 10 or whatever? But I think as we move into summer, I don't know if we need to kind of count it the way we count the Omer. I think we're just kind of here having a Shabbos show.
I think that's apropos because counting the Omer is officially over, and so we can stop counting completely
And quarantine.
in quarantine.
And all of the.
Because everyone knows about how long it's been. A long time.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while. And things are changing and shifting as things always do. And so, anyway, another Shabbat is here, almost sun setting a little bit late in Dallas, maybe around 8 o'clock, something like that. And we're really happy if you're here with us. Hi, Mindy. So, getting ready for Shabbat tonight, we have a couple of things on our mind. You know, the Torah portion, what's going to happen when the sun sets, the ease of knowing that creating is done for us and that work is done for us. And our dog Nala is on our mind because she went to the vet yesterday, and on her back leg, she has a really nasty bump she's had for some time. And so she actually had surgery today. So Nala is at the vet, and we are going to pick her up in about an hour. And she had her surgery and sutures, and she's going to come home with her pain meds and be uncomfortable. And so we're always thinking, well, you know, what do you want to talk about this Shabbat? But we were a little nervous with our, you know, one of our best friends in the whole wide world and family members at the vet. And if you don't know who Nala is, I want to show you a picture because she's pretty cute. If you don't know her, you should make an effort to get to meet her because she's pretty cute. Anyway, I know Mindy's like, what? So this is Nala. Hi, Brett. And so she is getting her pickup soon, and you know she'll be kind of not feeling too good. And people feel very differently about animals. You know, some people are very attached and connected to their pets and their animals, and some people aren't. And as with everything, we always look to the Torah to give us that gentle guidance, and sometimes actually that not so gentle guidance. And so I kept thinking about that donkey, right? That 3 times, you know, gets the kick. And so I wanted to tell you both of those little verses really quick where animals are concerned, because I'm thinking a lot about animals and how they've been faring in this quarantine and all of the, oh, thanks, Brett. He says, I love Nala. It's so true. And Mindy said, bye, baby. All of our friends seem to love Nala just the way that we do.
Before you start, do you know who would have loved Nala?
Who?
Balak. Balak would have loved Nala. He didn't like his talking donkey, but he was like Nala. Go ahead.
So in Numbers chapter 22, verse 28, it says, Then the Lord opened the ass's mouth, and she said to Balaam, What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times? And then the conversation ensues, and he wrongfully, you know, hit his donkey. And one thing I think that's really interesting in there, as I'm sure you do too, hi Linda, is that animals show up in the Torah, and animals show up very often to be respected with even rules. So here was this very unjust moment for an animal, and it wasn't passed over. It was, the point of it was to look a little bit harder and to see something that perhaps wasn't there. And you're welcome to read this part in the Torah again, Numbers chapter 22, verse 28. But I was really just looking to show you a couple little animal segments while I was thinking about Nala. And this is a law. If you see your fellow's ass or ox fallen on the road, do not ignore it. You must help him raise it. And I like that one also because it's so clearly speaking to us and telling us that these animals are important, and that the way that another person would be with their animal, you should help them. So here's Nala today, and she's at the vet, and she's going to get picked up, and she's going to have a nice quiet night at home with her folks, and probably get a little piece of challah in the middle of all of this too. One last thing. Well, I do have one friend looking for a small dog to adopt. So really two things. That, and then the other thing is that here's been all of these animals and pets in the middle of COVID-19. And the really wonderful thing that's happened for them is that so many of our shelters are emptied and emptying, and so many people have had the time that it takes to love and care for animals. And I'm so happy for the animals. Aren't you so happy for the animals?
I think we have so many friends that are just sort of attached to their dogs. We
And
watch
cats?
and probably
Like
cats.
Daphne?
Maybe. Oh yeah,
Eli
cats
and
too. I'm
Amberly's
sorry.
dog?
Oh my God, Daphne is so she's wonderful. That's Eli and Amberly's cat, and she's adorable, and she's kind, and she's
Did I say Eli and Amberly's dog? I
no.
didn't, did I?
Did you?
I hope not.
Well, I said Balak instead of Balaam. So oh well, we're doing the best we can do. Um,
Oh.
so Debbie, do you have any idea what the Torah portion is today?
No, I've been consumed with Nala's vet visit.
Well, when Nala gets back, I'll be able to do something because there's two things that I took notice of in this week's Torah portion. Naso. Naso is unique because it has the most words and the most sentences of any Torah portion.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here. And the second thing is the couple things I noticed in about today's Torah portion or this weekend's Torah portion is we learn about a lot of stuff, okay, and a lot of bad stuff. But one of the things we learned about in this is a Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, and we always hear about it on for weddings and for birthdays and at special events, and it's such a wonderful blessing. So I think I'll read it to you real quick. It goes to like this: May the Lord bless you and watch over you. May the Lord cause his countenance to shine to you and favor you. And finally, may the Lord raise his countenance towards you and grant you peace. They shall bestow my name upon the children of Israel, so I will bless them. God told Moses to tell Aaron and his sons. But the other thing that's in this Torah portion I find is even more interesting. It tells a description of a Nazirite. And the Nazirite, if you remember, the Nazirite are commanded to not cut their hair, to not eat or drink anything of grapes, which AKA or i.e. alcohol. And what they are also instructed to do is to help the community. Mm-hmm. The most famous Nazirite, and actually the only one that's actually mentioned in the Tanakh, would be Samson. Good old Samson.
And Delilah.
And Delilah. Of course, Delilah. Now, when I was a kid, Samson was my Jewish Hercules. And because there's so much Greek mythology about big heroes and stuff. But what I think about today is how the modern day or the current day Nazirite, the people that, and they may not cut their hair, and they may not, recently they can't cut their hair, but they may, about drinking alcohol is one thing. But the bigger thing is that our mail carriers and the guys that stock the food, these people are doing great stuff for a community. And you just don't kind of think about them, but they just show up and seemingly they just do it without any big complaining. They just kind of do it. And so when I checked out at the grocery store early this morning, in my 1 hour of time that I could go there, the lady's there every time I see her, and she is.
Oh, I know which lady you're talking. Tom Thumb.
Tom Thumb,
yeah.
Forest Lane, and she's so sweet
she's
and
so
kind.
Nice. She's given you the extra Monopoly pieces before.
Oh yeah. So that makes it nice. So I think that I think something that we try to do is to remember the people that also are that hand out or distribute food at the food banks. Across from my building in Farmers Branch, there's a food bank just across the street. And the lines are always long, and the people there are so kind, and they just kind of do it without any complaining. So once again, we are sending our check to North Texas Food Bank, and that's my Devar Torah today.
That's a very nice one.
Thank you.
Would you like to see the challah?
Oh my God, the challah.
Yeah, it's coming. Hold on.
I want to see Nala. Look at the challah.
Oh, she loves it.
Look how big it is.
Dogs love a little piece of challah. Hasn't gone in yet. It's almost where it needs to be before it goes in the oven. Almost.
It was this big.
It's been so interesting. You know, baking bread has been such a thing during quarantine. I've kind of always done this, and people talk about the different ways that they do it. And I've always done this in between work and all this. It's been nice to be at home, but we wanted Caroline in Florida to have one because she's been making her challahs. And you know, like bread makers are out of stock, like bicycles are right now.
Right.
Right, Brett? So there's all these kinds of things that are quarantine trends, you know, baking and riding a bike and, you know, being together, and animal shelters are empty, and we're all using these different, you know, very different glasses to see everything. And Lolly says we can't cut our hair. That's true. And Brett says, right, that's about the bikes. They were looking for a bike. So candle lighting, getting ready in just a couple of hours, sun setting, all the creative work we've done. And I hope you'll take a moment with us. We try to think, what have we created this week? What all has gone on? And take that in with some pride, because it's not so easy to do all of that creating and to do all of this work as if the wheels were turning in what we used to kind of feel was a regular way. And, you know, that's kind of a gift in itself, isn't it? Not to view anything in a regular way, but to really practice mindfulness and see everything through those fresh eyes. So in our fresh eyes, let us see our rest, and let us see the fruits of our labor, and let us put our feet up, and maybe take a bike ride, and maybe enjoy that extra challah and your puppies and your kitties and your friends and neighbors and spouses and all those good things coming up just as soon as the sun sets. Hi, Erica.
I love what you have to say. Fresh eyes, definitely. We always have to have a different intention and a different kavanah. So, thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hope we see each other soon. There's so many friends that I'll see check in, and we're thinking, boy, we sure would love to see you even from a distance. Hope that'll be our reality soon. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.